Hello there. Now, let me talk to you about sparring and how important it is for your development in martial arts, sports combat, and of course for self-defense. Now, when I talk about sparring, I don't mean that you spar hard trying to knock each other out every single time. There are different types of sparring, which I'll go through, and also different ways to do it and reasons behind all of those. But I must stress that sparring is vitally important. Otherwise, how else do you know that what you're doing is actually going to work? I mean, we can practice all day long shadows or katas or kions and all of that sort of stuff. But if we don't actually do it against somebody, we'll never know, will we? So it's an integral part of everything that we do, and it always has been for me. I remember many, many years ago, people started talking about this new phenomenon that hit the martial arts world, this live training. What the hell are they on about? So research, had a look what they're doing. Oh, you mean sparring? Isn't that what everybody does? Clearly not. But everybody I've ever trained with on a regular basis, we've sparred a heck of a lot. I can't say every single training session because that wouldn't be true. But the vast majority of the training sessions involve sparring of some form or another. So, knowing that it's vitally important, we must put it into our training in such a way that it's safe, it builds skills more than anything, and it builds our confidence and ability to deal with a real situation, whether that be a sports combat match, boxing match, MMA fight, whatever, or most importantly, when it comes down to it, if it's a self-defense situation and we really need to save our own lives, so to speak. Now, going back a little bit before I go forward, I used to get, and still do, people coming up to me saying things like, I want to be a boxer. How do I become a great boxer? And I used to answer with things like, well, if you wanted to be a great window cleaner or the best window cleaner in the world, what would you do? And even these people knew the answer. They would say, clean windows. So yeah, absolutely. You start off with a window that you can reach just by standing there with get your bucket, get your squeegee, get the water, get the blah, 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 put it on, wipe it off, get used to cleaning an easy window, maybe from the inside, and gradually build up and up and up until you're one of those guys that can abseil down a 50-story building and clean all the windows in a gale force hurricane, that sort of thing. But you don't go straight into that, do you? And it's the same with learning to box. How do you learn how to become a boxer? You box. How do you learn how to become a fighter? You fight. How do you learn how to swim? You swim. It really is that simple. But we make it very difficult. We make it very awkward. And we put all kinds of obstacles in the way to stop doing any sparring, just in case. And I've seen it with so many people, so many great names who never spar. But you have to spar. You ask anybody who's trained with me, we spar. We spar a lot. And like I say, it does not mean that you go hell for leather and try and hurt each other. So there's lots of different types of sparring, and let me run through a few of those for you right now. We start everybody, if they're a beginner or whatever, but people that are new to training with us, we start you light and situational. So as an example, it may be that if I'm the coach and you're the boxer or the student or the kickboxer or the grappler or the karateka, that as the coach, I have you moving around, throwing certain things very light, very steady, trying to understand your distance and positioning. And we gradually build that up with various drills to help you do that. Then you've got situational type sparring. So again, as a very simple example, I'm going to use punches as an example because everybody understands punches. If I start talking about various techniques, some of you may not know what they are depending on your background. So everybody knows a couple of different punches from boxing, a jab, cross, etc. Let's say, for example, that I have a very poor defense against a jab and you have a very good jab. So in our situational spar, you would take your jab down a few notches to match my inability to stop it, block it, parry it, evade it, whatever, and help me with that until my defense got better and better and better, so that you then were making your jab up and up and up back to its normal good level, hopefully, and beyond. And that way you're helping me improve my defense, whilst at the same time we're moving around doing all the other bits and pieces. Then counter to that, let's say I had a very good defense and you had a very poor jab. We would work together to increase the ability of your jab, and I'd be explaining to you all the time why I can stop it, block it, parry it, evade it, or whatever. That way we both get better all the time. It's situational sparring, situational drilling through sparring. Then you can move on to things like light contact sparring, where it's just shoulder and body, for example. That way, you know you're not going to get smashed in the head, you're not going to get knocked out, and you're working on timing, distance, movement, parrying, evading, slipping, sliding, all of those attributes that you need. And you're used to things coming at you. Now, I must stress as well that at all times in sparring, and I don't care who you are or how good you think you are, the correct safety equipment is paramount. Okay, so whatever safety equipment is needed in your particular art or in what you're actually practicing, you must make sure you've got that on. Head guard, gum shield, groin guard, whatever it may be. Okay, that's very important. And anybody who says they don't need it, go and sit down. Of course you don't, but you're not sparring until you've got it. Okay, so it's very important you understand that. And then you start to build up the sparring. It may be that you're stuck in a corner. It may be you're stuck on the ropes. It may be you're sat in a chair at a disadvantaged position. It may be that you're already on the ground with somebody on top of you. The only limit is what you want to practice and your imagination in thinking up a situational spar to deal with it. A mini fight, if you will. Like I say, the only limit is what you need to practice and your imagination in dreaming up a way to practice it. I'm giving you some principles here that you can extrapolate out and put into whatever it is that you're practicing, whether it be martial arts, sports combat, or of course self-defense. And then you build up to whole body sparring. It's called boxing for a while because everybody understands that, where all punches are allowed and you can keep the power low. You might keep the speed high, but the power low. And again, you're pressure testing your ability to slip, slide, evade, block, parry, move, defend, counter, all of those things that you need. And again, you can extrapolate that out from sports combat to self-defense, martial arts. You can add in kicks, takedowns, throws, blah, 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 groundwork only, whatever it may be. You extrapolate it out. Then you build up whereby you might go light to the head, heavy to the body. Now, the spar where you go, the ultimate spar, if you like, which is as close to a fight as you can possibly get, whereby you're allowed to bash each other out, is very rare. It's once in a blue moon, so to speak. And it should only ever be done once you're au fait and very good at all the other types of sparring. And it should only be done when there's a coach in there, a referee or whatever, to stop the spar if it goes too far. And every spar that you do, you should be working with your opponent, your training partner, your sparring partner, helping each other at the end of the spar to know what you did right and what you did wrong every single time. And you do that from the very beginning right the way through to the hard spar. For example, again, let's say we're hard sparring and you keep catching me with a left hook to the body. You should tell me at the end of the spar how and why you kept landing that left hook. And most importantly, I should be asking you how and why you kept landing that left hook. What mistakes was I making? How can I improve it? How can I see what you're doing? And turning it round again, let's say every time you threw a left hook to the body, I could just push you off balance. I could cover it every single time. Maybe you were dipping your shoulder, twitching, or whatever it may be. We should help each other with it. So this is why sparring is so vitally important. It helps you truly know that you can do what you think you can do. And you become 100% confident in what you can do without being overconfident. And that's the key to getting where you need to be. Everybody I've trained with over the years, we've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds of sparring, whether that be situational or very tough, right? With pro boxers, amateur boxers, all sorts of people. Sparring is absolutely essential, but it must be done correctly and with safety in mind. Remember, the correct sparring gear at all times or no sparring. And ideally, you film it. And ideally, you've got a coach watching you as well. And you help each other at the end of the spar or at the end of each round, whatever it may be. And again, that could be stood up fighting, ground fighting, all in, any type of self-defense scenario, whatever. The only limit, like I keep saying, the only limit is your imagination, the situation you wish to replicate, and how you can think of doing it. So take those principles that I've given you, extrapolate them out as far as you possibly can into every single scenario, and best of luck with the training. And I guarantee you that if you incorporate as much sparring as possible, intelligent sparring, you're going to build your skills faster than you ever thought possible. Anyway, best of luck. Let me know how you get on.